Welcome to the YWAM News Show for November 2023. This month, we'll get to hear about some emergency repairs that happened on the YWAM Koha ship, hear about a miracle life that was saved in Papua New Guinea, hear about the passing of Joseph Chean in Turkey, hear about YWAM Lyon's Bible distribution project. We'll also get to hear about Loren Cunningham's new book, including some words from him just before he passed away a couple months ago. That book should be released soon, so maybe even in time for Christmas, never know. We also will introduce a new segment that will rate some of the YWAM memes that I've seen going around lately on Instagram. So we'll talk about those and more. So again, thank you so much for downloading this, the 139th episode of the Youth of the Mission News Show podcast. I'm your host, Bill Hutchison. You can catch us live or recorded on YouTube, Facebook, DLive, and Twitch. And you can find links to all of those by heading over to ywampodcast.com/139. You can also subscribe to future episodes, leave comments, and find links to all the stories that we'll talk about. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of you disagree with my choice of favorite meme of the month. And if you do disagree, head over there, have a look at the memes yourself, and decide. So YWAM Ships Aotearoa just completed this year's outreach into Fiji.
Hey Bula Vinaka, we just finished the last outreach 7 of the 2023 mission in Fiji with the YWAM Koha. And I want to tell you, it was incredible. I'm so amazed at what the Lord has allowed us to do this year in Fiji. We were serving in the Yasawas in the Western Division of Fiji. One of the villages we were serving in, the dentist told us that over 80% of the patients they were seeing, the adults, had never seen a dentist, had never been to a dentist. So we encountered high needs in these areas. But it was amazing to be a part of breaking the issues of isolation through being there. One of the amazing things on this outreach was we were able to scale our services through having 4 yachts come alongside for the Outreach 7. We had 54 people serving. In this 2 weeks, serving in Yasawas, we served 1,002 people. That was either they saw a dentist, they saw our nurse doctor team and had a health check, or they saw our optometrist and had reading glasses or distance glasses given to them. They had some service provided from our team. It was incredible to be a part of that. We served 2 primary schools on the Viti, the main high school that's for the whole of Yasawas, and we were able to serve all the students in those 3 schools. It was amazing what God did. We feel like we've just got started. We believe the future is so bright, but we want you to know that together we're empowering a healthy future for the whole Pacific.
So unfortunately, the MV YWAM Koha was actually found to be in need of significant repair at the end of their outreach. There was a cyclone that came through Fiji, did a bit of damage to the island itself. Thankfully, the ship didn't get damaged during the cyclone. They actually had to go and anchor offshore so that they wouldn't be damaged by the high winds and everything that came with it in the storm surge. But after that, when they inspected the vessel, they found that it was in need of significant amount of repair. So the only way to fix it, because it was so significant, was to actually get it out of the water and to fix it in dry dock in Fiji. And the cost of the repairs was going to be 300,000 New Zealand dollars. So since they made their need known in the middle of November, they actually managed to raise the full amount of funds needed, and they've already been raised. So they've managed to find a place to berth the vessel during this time, where it will be able to be repaired, and the ship and crew will be back in New Zealand by Christmas. So praise God for that. It's a great praise report to see just how fast that happened. And if you want to follow more about their journey, about the repairs, as well as a trip back to New Zealand before Christmas, you can head over to their Facebook page, which you will find linked in the show notes at ywampodcast.com/139. Now we bring you this report that was actually posted on the YWAM Ships Australia Facebook page. This is what it said. "I'm not a midwife, but I'll pray," Anna Pert cried as she ran through the night in search of local healthcare workers. Anna, who's a registered nurse, was serving with YWAM medical ships in the Delta Fly district of Western Province, Papua New Guinea. It was a medical emergency. Seconds earlier, while treating patients, a lady had run into the clinic in search of urgent assistance. There was a mother in labor, but the sick was stuck at the shoulders. Head delivered, but very blue. Help in tow, Hannah returned to find the baby born limp and not breathing. Joanna, one of the healthcare workers, took immediate charge, administering manual suction whilst instructing Hannah to begin CPR. They're fighting difficult odds with no oxygen and no appropriate size mask to administer the baby's assistance. After 5 long minutes of stimulation, CPR, and suction, the baby started breathing. Shallow and irregular. But after another 5 minutes, it was still shallow breathing, but they were breathing on their own. Then after a further 10, a wash of relief fell over the team as the baby gave out its first loud cry. The baby was a living miracle in front of their eyes and within their arms. Hannah said, "I am amazed at the health workers here," reflecting on the experience. Not only their expertise, but their persistence. Even with such limited resources, they do not give up. So you can find more about the stories about what YWAM Ships Australia is doing in Papua New Guinea. They have a partnership with the country there, so they've been doing some amazing work. With that, they're also doing a lot of dental work because they have a dental trailer in Papua New Guinea as well. And if you head over to ywamships.org, you can find out more about the ministry and what they are doing. So we also actually have an update from YWAM Ships Switzerland and the conversion of the island reach.
Dedicated volunteers in Conway Harbour in North Wales in the UK are making the final renovations to YWAM's Island Reach medical ship before it sets sail to Madagascar off the southeastern coast of Africa, where it will provide vital dental treatment in some of the hardest to reach communities. Each week this hard-working team starts today with a time of worship and prayer before putting in countless hours to ensure the ship is ready for its first medical assignment to those in desperate need. The ship's captain is Jeremy McWilliam.
We have a retired captain of the QE2. We have a retired chief engineer from Shell working on the boat. We have a whole bunch of them with different skills, painting, electricians, plumbers, all giving their time and their effort to the ship. We're developing a sort of boat ministry fellowship here in Conway. We're forming a really interesting team of maritime Christian people. And possibly when Island Reach goes, we're quite interested in developing a sailing ministry, a Christian sailing ministry that will continue here in Conway.
And these volunteers explain why they dedicate their time to transforming the Island Reach into a medical ship.
It brings a lot of satisfaction, doesn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a brotherhood, isn't it? It's quite a nice social atmosphere.
A Christian fellowship, and it's a worthwhile project.
And the aim is for the Island Reach to set sail for Madagascar in April 2024. Peter Wooding for the Global News Alliance.
So you can head on over to ywamships.ch to follow along with the conversion of the ship and to see more about what they're doing, and also to see and catch news about the upcoming trip to Madagascar. Trade International is engaged in some amazing ministry around the world, and they've recently released a new video about that ministry.
Fear, shame, guilt, doubt, despair, hate.
Humanity was made for something greater. Every tribe, tongue, and nation made in the image of their Creator. Courage, honor, innocence. His infinite love calls out to the least, the last, and the lost. Father, Spirit, Son. A passionate invitation into fullness of life through Jesus. But there are still so many who have never even heard His name.
So we asked the question, what would it look like to share the good news of Jesus with the unreached in a way that honors their culture and language? For over 30 years, Create International has been creating gospel art, video and animation that is tailor-made for the least reached places of the world. We have served hundreds of people groups eyes and ears have been opened to the truth of the gospel as they see it lived out in their community, enhancing movements of people following Jesus among the unreached.
We've also equipped many from unreached people groups to produce their own indigenous media, enabling the gospel to be embraced within their culture.
The needs are still so great. Everyone, everywhere, deserves to hear Christ's invitation to follow him. We'll keep going till all have heard. Will you join us?
So you can head on over to createinternational.com to find out more about the ministry and to watch some of these videos. Last time I was there, I swear there was over 100 videos, just in many different languages. That's one of the great things about Create International is that they not only create English language or Thai language, but they create gospel messages in languages where there has never been a gospel message. So it's really encouraging to see what they do, and it'd be great. Again, createinternational.com. You can head over there and to watch and just see some of the work that they do there. Earlier this month, Joseph Chean, a leader with YWAM in Singapore, passed away while in Turkey. This message here was posted on their Facebook page. It's with great sadness that we receive the tragic news this morning that our beloved Joseph Chean was gone home to be with the Lord. Joe was involved in a road traffic accident at 10:20 a.m. Istanbul time on 15th of November 2023 on the way to the airport back to Singapore, and he died from injuries en route to the hospital. He was there on a teaching trip. We are in shock and grief at this moment, and together with his wife Kim and two daughters, Olivia and Ashley, we are mourning the loss of a very dear spiritual father, leader, mentor, brother, and friend. We seek your prayers alongside us for the family and your understanding as we handle condolences. To honor the family, we ask that you give them privacy to grieve and settle necessary matters. More details will be released soon. On the YWAM Singapore Facebook page, you can find out more. They did hold a memorial service for him, which is hosted on their YouTube channel, which you'll be able to find linked to on their Facebook page. YWAM Asheville has recently released this new update about their ministry and the stuff that God is doing there.
As YWAM Asheville, we exist to set captives free, locally and globally. In all we do, we're committed to walk with people to help them find their God-given identity, intentionally making sure that those we serve and we lead are experiencing some deep dignity. Sometimes it's for the first time they're experiencing it. We are helping them to lift their eyes up from darkness into light and redirecting their life into hope, a hope that is real, tangible, and transformational.
A central piece of our focus here at YWAM Asheville is our training schools. We offer schools that will equip young people that have graduated high school and give them tools to impact their generation and their country. This generation is facing enormous odds. The spiritual and emotional climate that surrounds them as they enter into adulthood makes things extremely difficult. Broken families, addiction, suicide, anxiety, depression, all of these are real threats to this generation. They need hope in an urgent and tangible way. Our heart is to see this generation free from the hundreds of ways that they are being trapped, hindered, and ensnared every day. We know that as these young people are given the space they really need to learn about who they truly are in a safe, caring, and empowering environment, and as they begin to discover who God truly is and who He made them to be, they come alive. During our training schools, our students are given the opportunity to embrace their unique story and actually use their journey and passions to enrich the world around them. They are given dignity in places where the world would want them to have shame. They are given passion and calling where the world would want them to have passivity and indifference. They are given tight-knit community where the world would want them to have isolation and loneliness. And in the midst of a society that is in chaos, they are given hope for a future that is bright. We want to equip America's youth with a healthy, grounded worldview, rooted in the love of God as ambassadors of hope for their generation.
The local ministries that we are a part of serve as a practical way for us to bring identity, dignity, and hope to the people of Western North Carolina. Our staff and students are regularly walking the streets of Asheville, looking for people who might need a hot meal, a cool cup of water, hygiene and medical products, or a simple conversation that brings dignity. We are also passionate about serving the children in our area who are in vulnerable situations, whether it be broken homes, the foster care system, or extreme poverty. It means the world to these kids to have adults in their lives that are consistent, committed, and compassionate. These kids need people that are in their corner, advocating for them in practical ways. Maybe that looks like doing homework with them, going to sporting events, helping them get a driver's license, or applying for college, even an Easter egg hunt, or just having a laugh with them. Our heart is to create safe spaces for kids to be kids, where they can learn to trust someone, bring their issues to the surface, and end cycles of neglect and abuse.
The third area that we focus on here at YWAM Asheville is the injustice of sex trafficking and human exploitation. The Racial Project is a ministry of YWAM Asheville, and we seek to expose the darkness of sex trafficking, to empower the enslaved to escape bondage, and to enrich their life and self with dignity. We do this in India, the Middle East and North Africa, as well as here locally in Western North Carolina. The truth is, there is work that needs to be done right here in Asheville. We are building relationships with women who work at the local strip club. This is in order to identify the potentials of human trafficking happening in that place. We go to do ministry in the middle of the night. This is when the women are leaving their shift, so they're exhausted and they're hungry, and we get to meet them exactly where they're at in that need. Through our commitment and consistency to these women, we are noticing a difference when we come. They have joy in their eyes when we show up. They are starting to break down their walls. They are beginning to open up about their stories and sharing their real names with us aside from their stage names. The Racial Project is YWAM Asheville's response to the injustice of human trafficking. We do what we do in order to bring identity, dignity, and hope to the countless men, women, and children who are affected by it here in Asheville and around the world.
By bringing all these components together, we partner with God and help set captives free. In all that we're doing, whether it's a young person that is hungry to know his passion and his purpose for life, or ministering to a woman that is trapped in sex trafficking and living in the darkness and dreaming about her future, bringing stability and joy to the child that is living in a broken family, or to offer a fresh cooked meal to those on the streets of Asheville so that we can have a spiritual conversation. All of it so those we serve will experience Christ, their God-given identity, the dignity that they deserve, and the very real hope that is available for them. Partner with us as we work to set captives free, both here locally and globally.
So you can head on over to ywamasheville.org to find out more about their ministry and to see how you get involved. Now, if you are a YWAMer currently on location and you guys have a video, whether about the ministry, about some amazing stories that's happened, I'd love it if you'd let me know. Again, you can head over to ywampodcast.com/139. You can leave a comment there or use the contact form to let me know about what is happening at your ministry so we can include stories of that to distribute to the people around the world so they can hear what God is doing. One of the things that God is doing right now is actually with YWAM Lyon in France. Now, since 2010, YWAM Lyon has distributed over 50,000 Bibles to the people of Lyon and tourists in the area. Now, this year they're aiming to give away another 7,000 Bibles, but they are finding it to be a bit of a challenge this year. They are, however, confident that they'll succeed in the month that they have left in 2023. You can actually check out the Festival of Lights page, which is linked to on their Linktree account. So that's linktr.ee/YWAM Lyon, or linktree/YWAM Lyon. Now, there's a lot of information about it there on a lot of links. Now, if you're interested in participating, there are 3 ways that you can participate. You can pray, so by joining in their prayer channel. You can also donate on their website, or if you're actually in Lyon, there's a place that you can donate in person, so they can get and then distribute these Bibles, the Bibles to everybody there. And you can also go out with them if you're in Lyon. This might even be an opportunity for different YWAM teams from around the world to go and to serve with YWAM Lyon in this distribution and in the ministry there. Again, head over to their Linktree page, which is YWAM Lyon, and you can find out more. Now, Loren Cunningham passed away last month, and he was in the midst of writing a book with Jeff Rogers. And that book will be coming out. It's supposed to be coming out soon. And there's a video that includes a message from Loren, as well as Jeff, that we'll play for you now.
We just finished, my uncle Loren and I co-authored a book with him called No Boundaries, telling some of his amazing journeys around the world and missions and lessons learned along the way.
Many can grasp this, the greatest vision I could ever imagine. We can bring the Bible orally to every mother tongue on earth. When you hear the news that I've gone on to heaven, I hope you remember this call and respond.
That's it.
I'm depressed. Hurry up.
What are you out there?
What are you doing here? Taking pictures.
We have 85 nations represented here. There's a great anticipation in our hearts for what God wants to do in each one of us during these days.
It's been a tender time. From beside the bed in Loren's home, we went through a book that we began many years ago, but it was not for such a time as this yet. The teachings, the stories in that book, they've shaped my life. They sent me out to Serbia, planting a church, and they sent me into film and all kinds of things that it shaped me, changed me forever. Loren's stories, his keys, are coming out in a book called No Boundaries. And we want everybody here to get a chapter of it, specifically on OMT. I can't communicate it the way he can. I haven't got the experience of translating with kings and trusting God like some of our heroes here. But if I can get this book, the words out, as I wrote that with Loren, taking down from his interviews, capturing the stories, we want to get it out. If you go to this, if you scan that with your phone, you can get a free chapter, you can get the whole book when it comes out in November, so that we can clearly share the vision. Make the vision plain, so those who read it may run. Habakkuk 2:2. This life verse for my family, for many of us, you can live it out. You can take this and share this with your community, with your staff and students, and see them shaped forever. In Jesus' name, amen.
So if you do head on over to lorencunningham.com, you can get that free chapter that Jeff was telling us about. And then also be updated with when the book is released. Might make a great Christmas gift if you're able to get it in time, since it's almost December now. But yeah, that book was written with Loren and Jeff. And again, I've downloaded that first chapter. Haven't read it yet. It's on my list of things to do this month. But again, it's lorencunningham.com, where you can get a copy for yourself. So this is a new segment that I thought I'd add to it. Kind of inspired by actually YWAM Oxford and YWAM Furnace in New Zealand, because they're having a bit of a meme war right now over on their Instagram pages. Now, I had a look at their pages, as well as a few other YWAM locations that are also doing some memes. And I found a few, and I picked my favorite 10 that I thought I would show you. And then I'm going to tell you which one I thought was the best. And if you disagree, great. Let me know in the comments. So it's going to be hard if you are listening to the audio version of this. But you can always head over to ywampodcast.com/139 and check out this section where you can see all of the memes. I've also embedded it on the page so you can just scroll through them as well if you didn't want to watch the video again. So the first meme that we're looking at is a girl in obvious distress with the caption, YWAMers going 45 minutes without coffee. Now, I relate to this one. I actually didn't start drinking coffee until I joined staff on YWAM, and then it was pretty much a necessity. Second one is, I think it's Drake saying no to saving money, but definitely going to the cafe on break. I have seen that, fortunately. Another one is someone looking rather morose, saying, stop giving me your toughest battles, with Jesus saying, literally, just do your morning work duties. I think we've all seen that one. Another one that you would see anytime you see YWAMers, and that's YWAMers when it's free food, and they're just diving in as quick as they can to get a hold of that food. It's another good one. This one is the guys' small group today, with a dog with fire all around it saying, this is fine. Definitely seen that happen with guys. Let's see, the next one is, I think this is a scene from Saving Private Ryan with a young soldier at the beginning of 4 slides and a really old guy at the end. It says, when you realize how long it's been since you finished your DTS. I can relate to that one because I did my DTS in 98. So I'm rather old when it comes to this. But yes, I can relate to that one. Another one is, send me that picture that you took last night during street help. We probably look so good. And it's SpongeBob with one of his friends with very bloodshot eyes eating a meat pie. Which I think we've all been there. Anyone who's been in YWAM and been on outreach, especially those late night sessions, I think we can relate to those. Next one is, when you said you were going to figure out your life after YWAM is over, but you still have no clue what to do. That was a problem for future me, and now I am future me. That I think most can relate to. Next one has a picture of a nice young person, and then before outreach and after outreach, they're looking a little disheveled and about 50 years older. In there. And this is the one that I preferred best, which was the classic photo of a yellow school bus with my plans for my life written on it and a train approaching. The train hits, the train is YWAM. So that is the one that I think I picked for the best one this month. If you want to submit your memes, go ahead. Head over to ywampodcast.com to do that. Stick them on your own Instagram channel. That one there, I believe, is actually from the YWAM memes. Here, let's just find out who was this. That one was on the YWAM memes Instagram page. They seem to be doing quite a few updates. So sorry, YWAM Furnace and YWAM Oxford, I don't think you're there yet. Keep going. See what you come up with this month. There's a few other YWAM meme accounts. So there's YWAM Ship Memes, which is out of YWAM Kona, I believe. And then YWAM Christian Send memes. I think it was Norway that one was, as well as YWAM memes. All of those are linked to at ywampodcast.com/139, so you can subscribe yourself. Let me know if you see any good ones on there. So if you did enjoy those meme reviews, let me know. We can keep doing it every month, and then you can also check them out for yourself. Submit your own. If I was wrong, let me know. Maybe I was, or maybe I'm just old and I have a different view than what you do. So thank you so much for listening to, watching, or downloading this, the 139th episode of the Youth with a Mission news show. Head over to ywampodcast.com/139, where you can find links to all the stories, all the locations that we talk about, and also check out these memes and leave your comments. Again, thank you so much for listening. I look forward to talking to you again next month to let you know what God is doing and what is happening around the mission.